Hello and welcome back to Assembly Planter. We're going to work on Galactite today and hopefully get to an Earth Orb automation setup. The Galactite is right here. It requires 20 gold, 100 iron, and 200 copper. So right now we don't have setups that are really good for that. We have 180 copper, so 20 copper short. So I'm going to go ahead and do a new farm over here, making 20 iron and 20 copper, so that way we can multiply it easy to get to the numbers we need. To do that, we're going to use our new level 4 planters and harvesters. They require gold, but we'll just have to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of each. Alright, here's the setup for iron. It has 20 dirt coming in here, processing in these 3 here. That way the seeds get processed faster, get planted sooner, and then it basically makes 20 iron every 21 seconds. So we'll do something similar with copper, and that way we'll have nice easy multiplication to get to 100 and 200. Okay, let's put down a collector here. Let's get the Galactite going there. Let's put a filter in here and do the gold right into it. The up to the top here will be the biomass. So we can put the biomass into the thing there. And then we'll need iron. These put out 20 iron each, so we'll need 5 of them. That's 100 iron. That will require 100 dirt. We'll put some splitters in. And then we'll basically do the same thing for copper. These each put out 40. So we'll need 5 of these as well because we need 200 copper. Split those. Those also require 100 dirt. And that'll go out onto a belt. We need to put this here. Let's take this out. Put in a filter here and here. This will filter down the iron. And this one will filter up the copper. So that puts biomass there, gold there. We need, what are we missing? Iron comes out here, so iron is down to here. Copper is in here. Biomass is there. We're missing something. Input here for the gold, this would be 540 dirt. A lot of dirt to make 20 gold, and that gives us 1 bio or galactite every 72 seconds. So really slow, but notice this build costs 550 gold to build. So we're going to have to greatly increase our gold production over here before we can build this up bigger, because I was going to build this times 5. You know, you could consolidate these factories here and these factories here and make a much bigger setup, but it would cost us 5 times this, so that would be, gosh, almost 3,000 gold, which we only have 4,000 right now, so we got to do our gold up here. So we'll do that in a second, but let's at least get this started. So let's go ahead and shrink this. And go ahead and put that on our thing, get that started here at least. So first thing is we're going to expand our compost here. Get that going. We'll probably have to consolidate these soon again and make a bigger setup. That gets the compost going. That should get our dirt flowing. We can go ahead and expand this as well. Let's go ahead and do it twice. Give us some room to work with. Alright, stuff's getting expensive to build, so let's consolidate some of our setups. Let's do something like this. We can just max out. I'm just using glass as an example here, but we can basically do this for all of them. Put factories there, factories here. Something like that, where we can something like this, where we can just consolidate and ramp up our production of glass, because this glass puts out 18 biomass and 36 glass. So this is an example. I filled as many as I could. I got rid of the splitters, just put 3 of these in. It's a little bit more expensive to build this way, but you can fit an extra row of glass in, so I have 21 of them in there. Makes 756 glass every 45 seconds. So it's getting kind of expensive to build, so we're going to have to do this with copper and iron as well, so that we're making sure we have enough, and auto tomatoes and plastic and all that stuff. So I'm going to basically do this for all the factories so that we have a huge output coming in. So as I'm upgrading these factories, I'm running out of materials, so I threw a whole bunch of tomatoes up here, some plastic down here, but it's getting to be a big mess. So I expanded a couple times. It's time to redo this area a little bit. Let's take these out. Take these out. Those can go over here for now. And let's put a collector up here. We're basically gonna just run everything to a belt up top here. And then we'll use these pullers to create rows down here. So let's like take this out. And I'll basically just use pullers. You know, you can set this to pull out 1 dirt every second or something like that, and it'll just spit dirt down this line. So we can do this, then we can delete this. And just make it run down there. Have this come up like this. And we can just run machines down here. We can take all this out. And just have a puller right here. And we'll have to play around with this number, but let's say 100 dirt every second. So it's just going to constantly spit dirt out down the line. 100's probably way too much, but... So then we can move these factories down here like this. Alright, so plenty of room for expansion now. We have 2 rows that can be filled with factories. These are just taking out dirt, and these are taking out biomass and putting dirt back into the inventory. So we can see right now that dirt's staying about 70,000, so which is our max stack size, so we're making dirt fast enough. We're not pulling it out faster than we're using it. And these all have dirt. Stick these 2 huge crates down, increase our stack size, almost 100,000 now. While I was updating these, just consolidating them basically. We're putting out some serious product now. We can go ahead and level up. self-feed collector allows you to make crafters that creates items from thin air by feeding the received outputs back into the input. I'll have to check that out. Alright, so these special collectors are made over here. Right here is self-feed collector. And we can go, so for example, this one makes dirt. It needs 1260 biomass to make dirt. So let's put down a feeder or a puller. It requires 1260. And then this requires 1890 dirt. It generates 1890 biomass. So this will be extra dirt, but oh well. It goes into there, and then if we put the self-feed collector down, right now it's just making 1260 input biomass. Now there's no input whatsoever, and it outputs 630 biomass, which is just the remainder of what this generates. The dirt that comes in here, it just takes the biomass from here and puts it back into here. So pretty awesome. We can put these inside other factories now, and it'll be super easy to create complex chains now because we won't have to worry about putting in these pullers everywhere. Let's get rid of this chest. 3B, I don't know, it's PA thin air. Shrink that down, and now we can should be able to just put this anywhere, and it'll automatically just start making stuff, which it is. So that's cool, no input whatsoever, it's just gonna sit here and make iron. So let's set these up for all of them. Now that I just spent all the last couple hours doing the consolidating my factories, I should have unlocked it first. But now we can just go into here, create one of these dirt ones. We do the copper one, copper, and all we have to do is come over here really and put this down. This is 1260. That's what the dirt requires. And then just put the dirt one down, put the copper one down, put the box down. That's it. That makes 3,780 copper and 630 biomass out of nothing. Even though it's just because it's recycling the biomass, turning it back into dirt. And it's just a cycle. So this is copper. And shrink that. If we can automate these crafter cores, it's kind of annoying. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's producing them so fast it's a constant clicking noise. Anyways, let's go down to, I think those are made in the automation table. Let's create a whole bunch of crafters of those. Let's do 14 of them. And I think we should just be able to put it down our thin air factories. So this is plastic. I don't know what this number is. I'll have to look into that. Iron and plastic. Oh, we did plastic. We gotta put the copper down. So I think we should just be able to go this way and then something like this. I'm going to fine tune this, but I just want to see if this works. Yeah, so that makes 1890 crafter cores, 63 point some crazy seconds, and doesn't require any input. So I'm going to fine tune this a little bit, and then we will shrink it down, and I'll try to figure out what these things do. Makes the time longer. I guess maybe this is how many times it runs. That's got to be what it is, how many times it runs. So if you want it to run twice, you could click this twice and it'll create double the amount of plastic. It takes twice as long. But so that's pretty cool. Movies down here, it just splits them in half here. This is the filters out the biomass, because these make a whole bunch of biomass. I don't know if I'll need it, but I filtered it off to the side here, and then I filtered it off down here, so it just goes down into the exit. And this other stuff splits all this stuff in half. Half goes down this way, half goes down up here. All into these crafter cores, and that makes 1,884 crafter cores every 54 seconds. So let's go ahead and shrink that. Put this over here. And it should just operate. Means we can get rid of this one here. And I have some extra in my inventory I'm just going to get rid of. Again, holding shift down to actually destroy it and get the resources back. So next up we'll do, I guess, compact cubes. Compact cubes take glass and compact this. We'll have to make thin air factories for those. Alright, so let's craft a whole bunch of these compact cubes. I don't know how many I need. We'll go with 16. And then we can put them over here. I got the glass being made here, compactus being made here. We need a self-feeder. Craft 10 of these while we're at it. And that can go here. Let's see, it'll need split somewhere here. Probably like that. And then we can just go right into the That's not right, but we'll fix that in a minute. So that goes there. We need a belt down the middle. And then all those crafter cores we just built. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm got 2 extra. And I forgot these. Somehow we have to filter the biomass off, otherwise it won't work out of thin air. I don't know if these compactus create enough biomass or not, but let's put a filter in here and find out. So we gotta delete this one, filter in here, biomass, Put that last conveyor belt there. That works out well. No input. Puts biomass and compact cubes. So good stuff. Let's call this the compact cube TA, which is thin air. Go ahead and shrink that down and put that in its place. Now, so this works. We have 28,000 crafter cores already, so that's awesome. Pretty soon we'll have that same here. So next up we'll do that for earth orbs. We can shift click this, get rid of this one, and let's put these 2 down and get them out of my inventory. Get these earth orbs going. Put some splitters in up here. Let's see, these are the earth orb crafters. Those down, we'll put a self-feed collector in, some conveyor belts to transport the goods, and we'll just mirror this on the other side. Put down some more earth orbs, and then we'll put in, let's see, this needs copper, This needs iron. Needs dirt. I believe it also needs biomass, but these make biomass, the iron and the copper. It needs lumber. And we can just split this right here. That should really do it. So it takes in 1260 biomass. That's what this takes here. This puller puts in 1260 biomass into the dirt factory. But that means we need to input unless we have, let's see, we have a wood factory that generates 630 biomass out of thin air. So let's go ahead and put this one in. And we'll just set it to run twice. And that way there's no input needed and we'll actually get some extra lumber out of it. And that'll make 942 earth orbs every 395 seconds. So that's good. Alright, so I put in the earth orb thin air thing here, so it's generating earth orbs for us. We can probably get rid of this one now. And then I put this little crate factory farm in. I just got 3 small crate makers. All I gotta do is stockpile wood in them. They put into the medium crates, which I have just a stockpile of copper sitting here. Same thing with the large crates, iron sitting there. So that puts large crates on this thing, and every now and then we get a large crate. And I can just come in here and every now and then make a huge crate with 10 gold as soon as I get 10 of the large crates. And then we can just put that down, and I've been slowly increasing my stack size that way. We now have 324,000 as our stack size. So before we end this episode, let's go ahead and level up. Now we need black holes, star cores, and galactite. So we'll have to figure those out next episode. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.